Hello again, my name is Dr. Bill Johnson. I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Exploring Our Schools. Today we're going to focus on a four-letter word that we actually allow in the schools, and it's the P word, the power of play. So we have some guests today from Watson School. We have Trish Montemarano. Thank you very much for joining us today. She is a teacher, the Stella teacher at Watson School. And we have two of our fifth grade outstanding students, Christian Kennedy, thank you very much for joining us, and Ella Sarbon, thank you very much for coming. I'm going to start with you, if you don't mind, and talk a little bit about how we ended up with the power of play, where it came from, and whose idea it was, and what's it all about?
Well, every year at Watson we have a theme, and we generally come up with it the year before. And I was talking with my colleague, Susan Cahan, and we generally write a grant to the Rockville Center Education Foundation. And we were thinking about it. We said, let's focus on play, because although technology is wonderful and there's many benefits of it, sometimes it can be isolating, and there's more interaction with the keyboard than with each other. So by bringing back some of the principles of play, taking turns, collaborating, communicating, just talking, kids can really get a lot of the benefits while they're having fun. They don't even realize the benefits that they're achieving. We specifically chose games and activities that had educational value, not just games of chance where you roll the dice. We search for games and activities that have components of, evaluation, assessing, planning, strategizing, focusing, thinking a step ahead, so that the kids, these inherent values of the games would be realized through the play and the children having fun.
Now, we don't spend the whole day at play.
Oh,
right?
no, absolutely
Okay.
not.
So when does this happen?
Well, we had a wonderful evening on the evening of October 19th. We had the Power of Play Pavilion, where over 200 Watson students and their families came, and literally every school in the classroom had a game or activity that was, again, funded by the
So every
Ed
student
Foundation.
in the school has an opportunity to participate.
Oh, yes, yes.
And the reason is?
And the reason is, there are so many values of
But they
play.
come to you once.
Oh, well, in the Stellar class, sure, they come and we introduced the play in Stellar, for a period of 2, and then we'll use them again during inclement weather. But there's some of the games that we had here really demonstrate.
I'm going to go back 1 second and ask you to tell me a little bit about what Stellar is all about.
Okay, Stellar
We're using this terminology, but not
Yeah,
everybody who's watching
happy to
understands
share.
what Stellar is all about.
Sure. Stellar is a program. It's in its 19th year in the Rockville Center Elementary Schools. It's an acronym which stands for Success in Technology, Enrichment, Literacy, Library, and Research. So it all comes together in the Stellar Center. So we do this year the focus has been a lot of STEAM activities, of course a lot of technologies.
And STEAM means?
Oh, STEAM means, why don't you ask one of the kids
Well,
what
go
STEAM
ahead.
means? They know, or
Mr.
STEM.
Kennedy, go ahead.
Well, STEAM means science, technology, engineering, I forget what the A is.
Art. Okay.
And math.
Yeah.
But we really didn't do the art, so we did STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math.
Did we all do it?
No, just the fifth graders.
Just the fifth graders?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Well-
We are doing it school-wide. Of course,
Okay.
he just knows what the fifth grade is doing.
Okay. So tell me a little bit more about Stella. So people come every day?
People come-
Once in a 6-day cycle?
Generally twice in a 6-day cycle, and we coordinate with the teachers. Every morning I have a morning meeting with the different grade level teachers, and we discuss ways to really enhance and enrich the curriculum, whether it's through literature, whether it's through research projects, technology. How can we enrich it so that the students can take advantage of the library and all the technology that Rockville Center Schools has to offer? And I think it's really been a successful program and a great balance.
Good. So let's go and ask you a little bit about what do you see as, I'm just intrigued by that thing. I'm waiting for it to take off. Maybe you can tell me a little bit about what that's all about.
So the Snap Circuits, it's basically like a circuit except without wires.
Okay.
And so it has like a little instruction book where it gives you different types of things which get progressively harder as the numbers get higher. And this is
So you don't pull that out of the box just like that?
no, you have to actually put it together.
Okay.
So this is
So
project.
this is your creation, this is your idea?
No, it was in the book.
Oh, okay, but you followed the instructions?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so basically, what it does is when you
Yeah.
turn it on.
You're going to have to hold that up so that everybody can see it. There we go.
So when you turn it on,
Go ahead.
the fan starts and this lamp goes on. But then when you press this, the lamp goes off, and the fan goes like really fast, and the lamp turns off, so
Okay.
that the power from the lamp can go to the fan.
All right, and then each of those little plastic gadgets is part of a circuit. So you're actually creating a circuit there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see you have brought your iPad, right?
Yeah.
Is there a reason?
Yeah, we have a STEM journal on it, and we have it for a bunch of different things. But this is the paper table. So we got different objects, and we had like paper, cardboard, tape, and paper, cardboard, and tape.
Tape.
And we had to make a table out of it and make it hold.
this is
our
yours?
book. Yeah, this is mine.
All right, and so what did the table, it had to hold anything in a particular weight?
It had to hold the math book.
Okay.
up there.
And you created this table.
Yeah.
Is it
so-
still standing?
No.
Oh, no? What
No.
happened to it?
It fell.
Oh, it fell, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Well, the STEM journals came out of the Power of Play, and that's the reason we brought it. Again, back to Stellar, so in a morning meeting, I was meeting with Mrs. Grubb, who's the fifth grade teacher, and we were talking about the circuits that we use at the Power of Play. We had an idea, and we said, wow, the children could use the Keynote app on their iPads to keep a record of all the STEM-type activities we do throughout the year. So they started with the circuit boards, and they took videos, and they uploaded them, and then they made the paper tables. Yesterday in fifth grade, we played with the we experimented with the Dash and Dot robots that the Education Foundation also purchased for us this year. And the children, again, you put them, made a page about them in their STEM journal. So we're trying to document all the wonderful things that we do throughout the year.
did you build that by yourself, that table?
Well, we were assigned in groups, and
Okay.
with the groups, we would have to discuss and plan ahead. And
Oh, so this is what you're talking about now, so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me, you planned ahead. Did you have any idea in advance what your table was going to look like?
on the thing, on the PowerPoint, there's like we would draw on the whiteboard and take a picture of it, like our table idea.
Okay.
And that was the table idea, and then we had our table, the finished product.
And you used what kind of tape? That looks like
Yeah, like masking tape.
masking tape and just pieces of cardboard or paper? Or,
Cardboard and newspaper, and those were the only things we got to make the table.
and it's we, so it's you and a couple of other,
Yeah, it was a group of kids, and we had to make the tables and have it hold the.
and you actually produced a
Books.
table that stood the test of
Yeah.
holding.
They really use in the
math
engineering
textbook.
designing process with planning out, strategizing, testing, retesting, reanalyzing, a lot of trial and error, and a lot of collaborative work, which I think is one of the hallmarks of Stella and of this Power Play initiative, that we're not islands, and that two heads are always better than one. And some of our best work comes from group work and talking together and planning and analyzing and thinking ahead. And that's what this play initiative is, and we hope, and I think the kids can talk about, how some of the strategies they've learned can carry over even into the classroom in content areas such as math and science.
So tell me a little bit about these games. Now, I see we have quite a display here of, now they came to us from the foundation. Now, they seem to have kind of a theme to them. These are all challenging.
Yeah, they all, so, like, this is Suspend. This is one of my favorite games, and you have to, like, balance the metal rods on a structure, and every time, like, you hang one, the structure moves, and, like, it's because you have to think of, like, weight and gravity, because if you put one over there, and there's more weight on one
Now,
side.
do you
than
do
on
this
the
with a
other.
team, or do you do this all by yourself?
Well, you could do it with either. You could do it with you could do it with a team, or you could do it alone.
Okay.
It's so fun when the kids are playing this game, though, because they'll say, no, don't put it there, don't put it there, it's gonna fall, you have to put it over there.
Yeah. Well, that's really the truth, right? You've got to figure this thing out, right?
Yeah.
When you talk about gravity, you've got to figure out what's going to pull the whole thing down, right? And is that what happens eventually?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like if you hang one piece further on one side, it just all falls
The
down.
whole thing collapses.
Yeah.
Right. So you've got to be able to see all of this, right? Somewhere in your head,
Yeah.
right? You figure this out?
Yeah, you like plan ahead and see like, well, if I put it there, well, it'll move, but will it fall down?
Okay. How about Gravity's Edge?
Gravity's Edge, it's like a game where you have to position this like tower and put little, not sure what they would really be called, but they're
I'm not sure either.
Yeah,
Those are an
yes,
illustration of what
yes.
they are.
But the center of gravity is like really far in the front, so
Okay.
you can balance them on the tower, and you have to put all of them on the tower without any falling off, and like you have to twist the tower a bunch of different ways to like distribute the weight evenly.
Now, do each of you get a separate color?
I think it's meant to be played with two teams, but the way I played it, we just kind of all tried to do it.
Okay. So it's not easy.
No, we didn't beat it after like an hour of trying.
Yeah, I love the word "we." You keep coming back to "we." So when you say "we," who, just as a group, you didn't even play it as a game, you just did it together as a group?
Yeah, we just tried to beat it together, and then we were gonna play a game after, but we never actually got to that.
Oh, so you don't have to play against somebody, you're actually playing against gravity,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
think about it.
It's true. And another inherent value of all this is just the tactile. Students playing and holding and taking a block and taking a puzzle piece and taking the bar and having a feel for it and feeling the weight and knowing, the tactile sensation that you also don't get sometimes just interacting with the keyboard, I think has value as well.
Yeah, but he's working with a team on
Oh,
trying to
yeah,
figure
always
out
with
how
the
to
team.
overcome gravity.
Yeah,
You are
absolutely.
too, both of them are both.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's, there are 6 tables in the library, and the kids, usually 3 to 4 at a table, and it's just, all hands on.
Okay, so tell me about some of these other things. What's this, Staxis?
Yeah, that is my favorite game. So you roll a dice and it either has 1 or 2 on it, and that means that 1 or 2 of the points on the stick have to be touching another one. So you set it up like there's 4 sticks and then there's 2 on the bottom, and you have to balance other rods or sticks on the
Structure.
structure. Yeah.
Now, here's a team effort. See this? Look at this. She starts a sentence and you finished it. There we go. You like this game too?
I never actually played it.
Or you haven't? So why is this your favorite?
I like it because you do really have to plan ahead, because if you put 1 on there and 1 falls off, you basically lose the game, and it's just a challenge, and I like
Now tell me,
that.
this is another game where you're playing against gravity or you play against somebody else?
You could do either. Like, I played against someone else.
Okay.
Like, we were at a table, and like you'd get like 6 rods, and you'd have to place them on the structure, and whoever's falls off or everything falls off, then that person loses.
You lose, so
Yeah.
it's not, you can figure out pretty quickly who's the loser,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Who's-
it's
whether
hard.
gravity
Usually
or
the
whether
adults.
gravity wins or not, right?
Yes.
It's going to end up on the floor, so.
And these are just a smattering of the games that we've had. Another favorite, I think, that everyone really enjoyed were the Okeva blocks. They're just little planks of wood that,
And you
Those
do-
are really
I
fun.
why don't you
love
talk about those?
So they were sort of like Lincoln Logs. You like could build like giant structures with them.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my friends, we spent like the whole stellar period trying to build like a huge building. And when we finally finished it, like everybody was like really happy. And
Isn't that interesting? Now, we have to go
it was like a team effort. Everybody was like, and everybody like contributed.
Everybody contributed.
Yeah.
So, do you have, I'm sorry, we don't have a picture of that structure. Did you take a picture of it, and that becomes
yeah,
part of
we
your
did.
log? It's part of your SEM log?
We should
Or the
add that.
cellar log, right?
I have tons of pictures, but we should add that, Christian, as a matter of fact, because that was
Sounds
a
very
really
interesting.
great one.
But again, we come back to that whole concept of, it's we, and at the end of it, you were so happy about the fact that you guys all put this thing together as a group,
Yeah.
right? So there's one other Gravity maze, how's that? Is that a challenge also?
Yeah, you have to. So it's basically what it sounds like. You have to. So there's a card and it has the answer on the back, and like so it tells you what color you need to put where on the board, and you have to get the marble to run through and get to the red block at the end.
Not easy.
There's a
Yeah,
logic
yeah.
component in that game that you have to really concentrate and think when you play that game. It's a tough one, but the kids have risen to the challenge. They really seem to enjoy it.
You enjoy that?
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
we keep coming back to that word planning. You really have to plan ahead with all
Yeah.
these games, right?
It's trial and error. You try. If it fails, you just try again.
And you try again.
Mhm.
Well, that's, to a large extent, that's what science is all about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If we don't do it the first time, we have to try again.
Yep.
So, you're enjoying this,
Yeah, a lot.
you too?
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me, what do you think are the benefits? I'm going to ask you to put on your thinking cap for a minute.
Well, it helps you to plan ahead and to compromise. So, like, if one person isn't agreeing on something,
Mhm.
then you can, like, split the time, like what you would do with the game.
Okay?
And, like in a school subject, it could help you to problem solve. Like, if you're in math and something doesn't work, then try a different strategy.
You know, this is amazing, because this is exactly where I was going to be going. How do you connect it to school? I mean, when we talk about play, is there a place for it? Actually, you just told us that there is. How about you?
Well, like Ella said in math, I was on this one problem on my math test for like 20 minutes, and I kept trying to do the same thing over and over again. And then I thought, what could I do different? And then I tried a different thing, and I got that question right because I tried something different, and it worked.
Isn't that wonderful? Right. So,
Yes.
go ahead. I'm going to give you, to some extent, the last word.
No, I think this initiative has been a success, and we hope that children everywhere can have the chance to experience just good old-fashioned play and interaction and collaboration. And we look forward to the assembly that we're going to have in January, the Human Board Game Assembly, which should be lots of fun. And we'll use these games in inclement weather and when the proper time arises throughout the remainder of the year.
You know, it comes back to the underlying reason why you're in school, to learn.
Yeah.
And what you just said a few moments ago, everything is connected. Play and work in the classroom are all connected. And if it gives you strategies for helping you out, then we have really accomplished something very special. So on that note, I'm going to end, and I thank you very much for joining us. You guys were wonderful. Good luck with your next endeavor with one of these. I suspect you're probably on to the next one already. All right? One of these days, I'm going to come over. We're going to play Stack System. All right? So that really intrigues me. So I thank you, Trish, very much for coming.
Thanks for
Thank you all
having
for
us.
joining us, and we hope to see you next time. Bye now.